Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Straightjacket podcast 387. We're here with Minna, Nuruddin, and Musa will be on their way. You know what I mean? You know, Nuruddin's probably getting his glow right now in the sunshine, living life where others have two fans, one here, one there. It's all kicking off. Minna, how you doing?
Yeah, man.
What are you telling me?
Yeah, old school shirt, man. I don't know if you lot remember the shirt, but it's when they were sponsored by the Spider-Man movie back in like 06.
Yes.
Or 07. But I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I swear, I got in my car today. Well, I couldn't even sit down. I couldn't even touch the steering wheel. I had to walk to my destination. It was too hot in my car.
Wow, that's
so bad.
crazy.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did you guys have did you like have like the thunder and the lightning last night?
No, I seen that in London. It wasn't in Manchester.
Nah. Bro, it woke everyone up out of their sleep. Wallahi, in Sawali, like that's what woke me up. Like, the floor was flipping, shaking. I thought, what the hell is going on? I thought it was our time. Wallahi, I thought it was our time. I was like,
damn, that's crazy, man. Now, hopefully everyone's okay, man. Because thunder and lightning ain't no joke, man.
Yeah, and it was like for like 2 hours straight, like heavy rain, loud thunder, lightning. I've seen it like that before when I was in Medina, but this is it was like way different.
Yeah. Damn, it was like that yesterday for the game as well. The France game.
Oh man, I think I went to bed. I didn't even finish the game. Like, it's taking too long to come back on.
Yeah, it took a while to come back on. I can't lie to you. And France ended up destroying them, which they tried. Iraq, to be fair, big up to them. But nothing happened.
I want them to win their last game. I know Senegal got a win, but I want, and it's weird because I want Senegal to win. I want them to go through, but I want Iraq to get their first World Cup victory. It's annoying, man.
It's annoying. But I want to say though, Miller, man, I'm gonna get onto you. Lamine Camara.
Listen, man, you patience. I
don't see it. I've watched him in the AFCON. I gave you the benefit of the doubt.
He was good in AFCON. Come on, he was good. And also, you don't watch him. I think with World Cup, because like for example, my opinion on Yan Diomande has changed because of the World Cup. But I feel like those kind of opinions, you should only change it when you watch consistent club football of that player rather than international football, because you're just seeing like glimpses, isn't it? But I'm not worried about Lamine Camara in terms of the way these. But if anything, I feel like the setup for Senegal is not what I kind of expect.
I agree. You know, I went onto Senegal space yesterday at like 6 in the morning.
What?
I was on TikTok. I see the Senegal space. I thought, let me drop in. So they allowed me to drop in. And I was spitting some home truths to them, man. And they were like, yeah, man, the coach, he need to go out. The coach needs to go out. And I
feel like their coach is it's like the final glory for some of the players in the team. But I'm like, let the young players ball. Let them. I know you guys got them to the World Cup, but let them like carry the torch. And like, for me, Iliman Ndiaye, I'm so shocked that he's not playing to the level that he should be playing. With the Senegalese team. But listen, guys, chat, you lot know, we're going to come back to this conversation 6 months' time when Saeed comes back and says, oh my God, we should have said Lamine Camara. Oh my God. When he goes to Newcastle to Liverpool, when Saeed's like, oh my God, we should have said, Ineos, Jim Ratcliffe, meet me in the corner. We're going to come back to this conversation.
Yeah. Okay, we will do. But listen, we got more pressing issues to talk about, man. Big up to everyone that's locked in right now. We are here and we're talking about Matheus Fernandes, people. Matheus Fernandes, big up Nuruddin in the building as well. You know what, guys, man? I think this Tottenham thing is credible, man. It is credible. Today, this source came from Darius, which is reliable, by the way, this guy here. He said, Matheus Fernandes to Real Madrid is not ruled out. The player, it's now ruled out. The player prefers to go Tottenham Hotspur. So then I thought to myself, you know what? It could be whatever, innit? You feel me? Like, it is what it is, But then, I seen this tweet, which, I don't know if you remember Sully co-signing this brother here. I don't know if you remember. Is this Sully's second page? I don't know whether it's the second page.
That's a Tottenham source, I think.
Yeah, Tottenham source, which is reliable, apparently, in terms of their guys. Sully did co-sign him. a couple of weeks ago on a tweet they did together. He said, significant progress being made on Matheus Fernandes. Tottenham are adamant to secure priority target ahead of Man United. No issues on personal terms. Minna, obviously the fan base are in meltdown right now. You know what I mean? Even if there's a World Cup. But is there something where, you think United fans should be worried? Or are you like, United's pull is enough? He said he's coming to Man United, he's coming to Man United. Or is the George Mendes factor a big thing? Talk to me.
I'm not on the wavelength about the agent conspiracies, but I will say that even I know that United have pulled in the past. We've been able to beat beat Spurs to signings. But I feel like in the situation, like the way that Spurs are moving right now in the window, they are getting their targets, even if they have to exceed that price. But what they pay for Van Hecke is crazy for a player on his final year. I mean, we can't chat. We bought Mason Mount for about the same price on his last year. But I feel like they are in a position now where it's like do or die. You need to get the players in for De Zerbi. And I feel like that if anything's gonna edge it, it's maybe gonna be the emphasis from Spurs as an entity to get the transfers done by any means necessary. I think with Man United, what we've kind of heard quite a few times and been reiterated in the media is this idea of, we're not going to be held for, ransom when it comes to price tags, and gone are the days that United exceed price tags to bring in a signing. And I feel like this might be me being devil's advocate a little bit, but I think Omar Barada and Manchester United, they might be willing to prove a point by missing out on a signing so that they don't get held ransom for the 85 million. Let's be real. I think if there's going to be a team that maybe pay that price tag, it could be Spurs.
Yeah, I agree.
The Spurs have to have a window where they build a squad that doesn't have what they had the last 2 seasons. Like it's critical condition over there in North London. So I kind of, that's my main worry. My other worry is that if United miss out on Matheus Fernandes and Elliot Anderson's gone, who's the main signing outside of them two? And I know Nuruddin's gonna come in and say Alex Scott in any second once he comes on.
Main signing, no?
But my worry is like you miss out on your key priority signings. 2, third choice is kind of worrisome, and I feel like like that person's saying in the chat, I think Spurs are going to push heavy to get them. Like Tonali, I said this, I can see Tonali going to Spurs, number 1, because they will pay his wages, but number 2, I think they're willing to make a statement in the window and pay the big fees to bring in the players that De Zerbi wants to prove a point. And I am slightly worried about that Matheus Fernandes news. I'm slightly worried of it.
Yeah, I think it's one of them ones where, you know what it is? I think Man United do need to make a stance, though, in terms of money, the way that, we can't be pulled over in the market, especially for 85 million. I don't think he's worth that amount of money. I really don't. But at the same time, there's a balance of like, getting that over the line and your signings over the line as well. For me personally, until I see a bid is being made, all of this is just kind of talk. You know what I mean? Like, we're hearing this, we're hearing that. Tottenham are emerging. Tottenham are planning. They're preparing. Like, it's all just a narrative right now. Like, until you make that bid, until that's been accepted, we can only just talk and talk about what's going on, right? But they are relentless. And I'm not going to lie to you, I had a feeling, and you are right, Mina, they've almost got to do this now because they finished 17th twice. Like, Villa are going to take their tops, big 6 kind of status if you don't pick up soon. So in that aspect, I do think there is credibility there. But if Man United are saying that they've got their word that Matheus Fernandes wants them, should they not be in their right to wait? You know what I mean? Rather than be held ransom, that's a conversation to be had because I do believe, he does want Man United, but at the same time, imagine Tottenham are on your case saying, "Yo, we're gonna give you this, that. We'll double your wages. We'll do this. We'll do that." And first and foremost, they're paying what the owners want and what George Mendes wants. You got real. George Mendes does not care whether it's like, for example, Lenny Euro. Lenny Euro was meant to go to Real Madrid. When George Mendes found out Man United were willing to pay the money, he said, "Yo, we're going to Man United." So it all depends on the money, and money talks, guys. And that's the key conversation we need to have as a fan base. Like, do Man United it's a risk. But if it pays off well and we end up spending 70 million, 65 million, then it's worth waiting for. But with the summer that we've got, is it worth waiting for? There's also an argument to say for that one as well. So, Nuruddin, what do you say? Do you wait? Do you want to wait?
Move on.
To what?
Move on. This is a scout. Well, I don't get paid 100 or 250 grand a year to be the scout of Manchester United. They've got people who do that.
Yeah.
So you look into the vote, players you scouted, how they fit into the system, how you want to play, you move on. Simple. I'm not getting giddy. I'm not getting this and that. Move on. Quickly move on. But to me, what it shows is that Manchester United have embarrassed themselves yet again. And like they always do. Because they go, this is our target. This is the guy that we want. This is what we have agreed. This and that. And they embarrass themselves and get caught out yet again and again. So for me, you move on.
Have they done that last 2 years?
No, they have. They have. Sorry, they have.
Oh, name the name.
They have briefed everybody and all the minions in the media, Manchester United, all of those, to the Ben Jacobs, to even Simon Stone of the BBC. He came out about 3 weeks ago. The guy was in Manchester, Saeed. He was in Manchester about 30 days ago or so, Fernandez. My friend told me he works in the hotel industry. We saw him there. So this is what Manchester, and they briefed that. And now I think it's got something to do with the Ugarte. And I am always partial to a conspiracy because a lot of people think everything's straightforward in football. There are a lot of skullduggery things that happen in football. We know that now for 100%. Yoni Loro, Manchester United were not getting Yoni Euro if we didn't take Ugarte.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
So when people go, conspiracy theories, agent, George Mendes has been doing this since they docked. He's been doing this day dot. What was the kid? The kid with the afro. He was in United's youth team maybe 7, 8 years ago. I forgot his name, man.
Shout out to Lee for the raid. Big up Lee.
Oh my God! Manchester United had a youth player.
You took about Tchouaméni.
No, he was registered. No, he was registered. His agent was George Mendes. My friend, who had a kid at the time at United, is telling me, even though his kid was way ahead of him in terms of who to go and make his Manchester United debut, George Mendes was bullying Manchester United to give him a first team place so that then his value goes up. Because once you make your debut for United, your value goes up. People don't know that.
Was it short time?
Yes. My guy.
Mendes?
Yes. He was like a client of George Mendes. Yes.
That's crazy.
I went to watch a game, I went to watch a game at the youth level. And I was chatting to a friend, right? And he's got his son had his son at United. He's no longer there. But he had his son at United. And I was like, what's going on here? And he's like, yo, this is the skullduggery. I already know, having played football Saturday, Sunday, the amount of skullduggery that went on at the lowest tier of football, amateur football. Forget about professionals. You got George Graham taking bombs. You got Fergie and Sam Allardyce getting investigated. And people are like, conspiracy. Nah, man, you don't know what happens in this world when money's involved, the big money's involved. So at the end of the day,
you're saying, yeah, Manchester United have been done. Like, I disagree, Nuruddin, because United so far have got their first signings in Cunha and Bumo. You're looking at Sesko.
What was the difference between these two and everybody else?
Hey?
What was the difference between those two and everybody else? Both of them set their sights on Manchester United.
Yeah, they weren't interested.
Exactly. Why? Because Cunha is a fan of United. In Burma, likes Man United and follow Manchester United.
He's a fan of United.
At the end of the day, Saeed, you can say all that you want. At the end of the day, the agent and the money, from what I'm reading, some West Ham sources, that the money that he's getting as well. The reason why apparently Manchester United are not going anywhere near Tonali is because the agent wants big fees. And you saw the bomber from nowhere in January. Nobody even talked about. And Newcastle were really patient with him when he got banned. Nobody gave him a hard time. Nobody briefed him. They said they're happy to have their player back. And then his agent in January, while the league is going on, boom, bombshell, going to Arsenal. Why is that? Because they want to make money. Some players, like the guy who passed away, Pogba's agent, He got 40-something million out of the Pogba deal. Pogba was at 80 million. On the books of United, it's 80 million. 40-odd million went to him. The rest went to Juventus. So what people don't understand, the level of skullduggery and the things that happen in football. Like, we had to settle for Ugarte so that Lenioro can sign.
Yeah. That was
these things happen. Yeah. My friend's kid had to go back to the back of the queue, not make his debut United, because George Mendes is bullying United to get him so that he plays so his value goes up because that's his client. This happens.
By the way, yeah, it's
Matheus Fernandes. All the best to you, all the George, your best. If I had a beard, I'd be doing this. All the George, your best to you, mate. If you know, you know. Those of you know that reference. That's what we say in Manchester. All the George, your best to you, mate. See you later. Let's see what crackhead football club is going to pay 85 million for him.
Can I say something though? By the way, yeah, is it the all MB Matheus Fernandes? Like,
it's not. No, it's not.
Can we relax a little bit as well? Can we relax a little bit as
well?
Yeah,
he's not Saeed. He's not Elliot Anderson. I'll be saying 5 for Elliot Anderson. I think he's worth 100 million.
Like, you know, Manchester United, as much as we want Matheus Fernandes and he's a good player, like, it shouldn't make everyone feel depressed as to the summer, as to how we like look at the summer and we view the summer. There are other midfielders out there that are good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's not just go on like Matheus Fernandes is the only. Don't get me wrong, I want him. I would like Man United to sign him, but let's keep moving, guys. Let's keep moving. If he's not coming to Man United have to have a contingency plan as to who they're gonna get. Now, this is the issue though. What is Man United's contingency plan? Because it looks like to me, Matheus Fernandes is their target. Elliot Anderson was their target, but obviously they don't want to pay that money. Tonali was their target, but obviously now it's 100 million. So it looks like the targets are related to a certain fee. And if United,
that's what I'm saying. So do they have to budge at some point? Do you guys think United have to budge and pay the price for the player rather than continuously walking away from it because they're put off from the fee?
Yeah, that's a good.
Surely you don't miss out on your free main you don't miss out on your free main targets because you don't want to pay that premium price.
Yeah, you got to pay one premium.
I'm also hearing now Bournemouth won 70 odd million for Alex Scott.
Why?
7 million is the base fee for everyone.
Pipe to all these clubs keep passing.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Even with Tonali, originally his price tag was set at 70. Then when the price tags were flying around for Matheus Fernandes and for Elliot, they suddenly Newcastle are briefing they want 100 million for him. Every midfielder that you could possibly get in this market from the Premier League this summer is going to have minimum price tag 70 million. Minimum. You know, last summer, I was saying the minimum was 50 million because of Noni Madueke and Anthony Alango. Now you got 2 years Premier League experience, minimum 70 million price tag.
Well, but I'm sorry to say, but Matheus Fernandes doesn't even have that. He doesn't even have 2 year experience. And for me, he's a good player, Saeed. He's got high ceiling. He could be a top player.
High ceiling. That's the problem.
Listen, he can be. But I'm sorry, you're not worth 85 million. You're not even worth 60 million. For me, you're 55 million. That's what you are. Know your level. Tonali, at least you could say somebody who's played. I'm not a fan of a Tonali type of player, innit? I don't watch Newcastle. Saeed watches him more than I do. I'm not a big fan of him. The only player that I've looked at and I've watched for a season and a half is Elliot Anderson. And I do think he's worth 100 million. But 125 million, no fucking way. He's worth 100 million. Willing to pay that. See you later. But other than that, I do rate Alex Scott. I've got some qualms about young players who have get that injury, the ACL injury, and the way he plays and the way he moves. So that I have those concerns. But for me, I'm just like, move on. Go and get Mamadou Sangara. That's it. If you want some technical, somebody you can get behind, because that means then Manchester United.
That's your signings. That's what you want.
That's what I'm saying.
The football club have got the data and the actual mindset to go in for a Sangari. I don't believe so. I really don't.
Saeed, I'm not going to lie to you. He's going to be the next best thing then. So now I think his coach has just moved to Crystal Palace, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Taken over Crystal
Palace.
He might go Palace. And then United will be in for him, just like Olise. And then it'll be too late, and then he'll be snapped up. So from Saeed, you move on. So me, there are midfielders who have got physicality, who get around the pitch like Siddiqui. I take Siddiqui.
Siddiqui. Yeah.
I'll take Siddiqui.
What
What we can't do is worship these players that are not. The only guy, like I said to you, I'm willing to pay 100 million for was Elliot Anderson. The rest of them,
That's what's happened though now. The market is now changed because Elliot Anderson's worth 120 million, right? So now everyone else will be worth around that 80, 70, maybe 85, maybe 100.
But they're not though. They're not. He's out by himself.
I've yet to see a player. I've yet to see a player that matches their price tag. Like say that, for example, we've gone on transfer market, or we just as an individual say, what do you think is worth? So for example, let's say for example, I'll give you I don't know. I'm trying to give you a good example of a player who could be worth X amount. Yeah. Let's put Lamine Camara. Yeah. Lamine Camara. Yeah. I would say he's worth around about 40 to 50 million.
Fair.
Yeah.
40 million. Fair.
Yeah, but then the market might dictate that he's worth 70, 80 because of the fact that other players in this position are worth that amount. So therefore,
I think that's Premier League tax. You look at the midfielders that traditionally come from the French league to the Premier League. They don't come for them price tags because the French don't need the French don't need to sell their players for extortionate price tags to sustain their revenue levels. It's just Premier League. It's literally Premier League tax. Like right now, yeah. For example, perfect example is like last summer, Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke had no business going for that price tag, but he did. Why? Because he got a year or two of Premier League experience playing at a big club, and because Arsenal were willing to pay the price tag that Chelsea set. Look at even last summer, Carlos Baleba, perfect example. Carlos Baleba did not have a £100 million season. He didn't. 100 million a couple of seasons ago got you Declan Rice. At the time, even I thought that was a big price tag, but now I think it's justified because of what he's helped Arsenal to do. And I think that's the thought process between what clubs are valuing their players at. It's like, oh, we value Tonali at 100 million because he will come into your team and make 100 million pound worth of impact. That's literally what it is. And that's why I said now, we're moving in a way in football. It's monopoly money. It's monopoly. It's fake.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's fake. I don't care anymore about price tags. I really don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that the energy we as fans have to have? Why do we care about the price tag when at the end of the day you want to watch football, you want to watch the best players? I mean, is Julian Alvarez worth 120 million? But they're going to pay that, Barcelona, probably.
That's 100 million.
They want more than that, bro. They want 150.
No way.
Apparently, Atletico want up to 150 million euros.
And Barcelona to pay that?
Nah,
listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, that's Spain and that's a goal scorer. Goal scorers are different, innit? Goal scorers go for the premium. There's a reason why through transfer.
And also, when he's publicly coming out saying it's best for both of them to part, like he's publicly doing interviews after. That doesn't help Atletico. But the thing is like Nuruddin said, like no one bat an eyelid when Isak went for the price tag that he went for, whether you think he's worth that price tag or not. Because when he's scoring, no one's talking about the price tag. I feel like there's more emphasis on midfielders and centre backs. With heavy price tags because your impact it's not a tangible thing. It's not something that has value to the team on the score sheet. Compared to attackers, you buy an attacker for £70 million, £60 million.
We did that with Cunha. Do you think Mbeumo's worth 70 million? Mbeumo's not worth 70 million. We paid 70 million. He's not worth 70 million. But because we scored 20 goals,
but even with
the Premier League goals. United had to.
But look at with the Brian and Boomer thing, yeah. This is my worry with United is that we paid the premium price for Mbeumo after a month of negotiations. We started with the 50 million, then incremental increases to essentially pay what Brentford wanted in the end.
We did structure it well, though. We did structure it well, though, over 3 years, which is good.
What I don't get structure. What is this? Is this a
building?
Is this a building? Are we building something? Is this a building?
No.
It's about structure and foundation and all of that stuff.
What it allows Man United to do is to spend money. It allows Man United to spend more money because they know they're only paid in quarters, etc.
Okay, and I understand that, but fundamentally, they paid that price tag in the end. They even paid slightly more. If I'm not wrong, we paid a package of £73 million in the end. Yeah, because of the fee structure. because of the.
Listen, we knew.
I don't want to be in that situation again. This season, this summer, where we're chasing a player and eventually we just pay what they wanted in the end.
No, don't do that. Move on. That's what I'm saying.
Look at the Spurs fans in the chat. I'm big at the Spurs fans, but you know they're active right now. I can't lie to you. They're active.
Yeah. Listen, you know what? I'm happy for them. I'm really happy for them. Good luck.
How would you be happy for them?
They got his dream manager, isn't it? He's gonna be De Zerbi ball, man.
De Zerbi. I think De Zerbi is a factor. I can't lie to you. Without De Zerbi, that does not happen. I'm sorry, it does not happen. De Zerbi is literally pulling everything behind the scenes to get that done because they owe him. He
kept them up.
He kept them up. They owe him. They owe him.
Yeah.
They absolutely owe him. So it's within their right to spend that money. Feel me? Man United
but can you look at it on the flip side and say it should be in Carrick's right to be able to spend money?
I agree.
He got United top four.
Yeah,
they
don't back managers. We know that they don't back managers really. They don't. Manchester United go. It's like they go. Here you go, one arm, and then they go. They take it back a bit more. They never fully. Every manager in the last 14 years of Manchester United has operated one hand tied behind his back because he can never get rid of players. And that's why Harry Maguire signs on. Luke Shaw's now looking to sign a new contract. That's why we're keeping Mason up. For me, I'm not gonna lie. If you said to me this summer, Nuruddin, just get rid of him, just get rid of all the deadwood, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? For once, I'll be with them. I'll be like, let's get rid of all the deadwood.
We're gonna get embarrassed in the Champions League, Nuruddin. Come on.
So what?
He's gonna say play the youngsters.
Take the pain, mate.
He's gonna say play the youngsters, the Fletchers.
Listen, take the pain. I think the Fletchers need to go on loan. I would go and get £30 million, £40 million players, but have a system.
They're not in the market already. Where are they in the market? Tell me where these 30-40 millions you're talking about.
Italy, man. You gotta go Italy and Romania and them places.
Yeah,
no, Italy. I think we've been to Italy already. We need to get.
So where are these 30?
Listen. My dream is to get Manchester United so the Glazers and Ineos can do the rest.
Your dream is
Shea Charles and them, man. Shea Charles and them guys there from Southampton. You're not getting 25-30 million pound players. We're just not. My thing is now that there is a dream. Let me just get some super chats, by the way. Big up to Abdaziz, big up Saeed. I've said it from day one. Ineos are on fraud watch. If Spurs can get both Tonali Fernandez and Ineos out for life, Carrick was the wrong man for the job. Great player, but no pull Ineos out.
How are you guys blaming Carrick, bro? How are you guys blaming Carrick for this?
How? Yeah, because Saeed was just saying, how is deserving that he's the pull. That's what Saeed was saying.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean that to shit on Michael Carrick. I just meant that because
I'm not saying you did that, but I'm saying to somebody can interpret it like that. You're not saying on Michael Carrick saying that. Deserving somebody in football that plays good football, that players like to enjoy. But he's also a madman. And the mad thing is that imagine all these players go to Spurs, De Zerbi has a meltdown, they lose a couple of games, and then they sack him. And then who comes in?
Yeah. Allow it, man. Allow it. But yeah, no, honestly, for me, you got to focus on Ineos, not Michael Carrick, man, for me. If a player chooses Tottenham over United, I don't want them. I agree. I said it before, Man United are slacking. We can't even get money. Can't get anyone scary. Just average. World-class new stadium with average players. We're walking away home because of 10-15 million. If a player isn't to be overpriced, is even good at all. What about Somerville? We are looking at Somerville, bro. We are looking at Somerville. If these men want to go let them. We can scout better players outside. These men overpriced as fuck. Sangari, Sander Berge, and scout all the talent. And pay the money, man. They're building a big stadium and you're trying to save them 10-15 million. These guys have the money. Well, clearly it's about a principle. It's not about the money. It's about Manchester United not getting free.
Manchester United don't have any principles, man. Mina just exposed them. She just told you.
Hold on.
For 2 months. Let me finish. Okay, a player that wanted to come to us. And Belmo said, I don't want anybody else but Manchester United. Manchester United had got we actually paid the money. From what Brentford said, we actually paid. So where's this principles? What you're talking about?
What is it?
Where are these?
No, because at the end of the day, you can't do it.
Let me finish the point.
You finish your point.
Where's this incredible negotiation tactics and all that? Brian Mbeumo is a test case. He said He only wants to go to Manchester United. Everybody was linking him with Newcastle, with Spurs, because Thomas Frank went there. That ran for weeks. And he sees like, no, the player decided to join Manchester United. And Manchester United, we're not paying that amount of money. We're not doing that. We're not doing this. And look what they at the end of the day they did.
Can I rebuttal?
You know when this started? You know when this started? When we paid 80 million for that donkey Maguire. I swear to God. Everybody then realized we can be bent over. Everybody in world football thought, you 40 million for him, for that donkey. Every
time, just Maguire straight.
It's the truth.
For this guy, all roads lead to Maguire.
It's always the truth because you know why, Saeed? That wasn't an installment as well, you know. That was fully paid. 80 million transferred to their boom to Leicester. It wasn't installments. So for me, that's what Manchester United made up the mind. When you buy a shit player who's not even half that worth that for 80 million, triple the price, then every football club has every right to go, nah, we're not getting a player. We're gonna do this.
Okay.
What do you think we would have brought Maguire for in this day and age? If we paid 80 back then, do you think that would have spent like 150 on him?
No, I don't think Man United would have.
I'm telling you, Mina, over 100 million they would have spent. Mina, you know the English tax is high as well. The thing with Fernandez and Tonali, the English tax don't even come into it.
I don't think they do that.
English tax, Mina, would have been higher now, and you know it.
I think this new regime would not do that. I think the old regime did it because the
old regime paid 70 million. The new regime paid 70 million for Mbeumo, Saeed.
No, but no,
they said they're not paying that money. They said they're not paying that money because he's not worth that money.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's the truth, though.
It was 65 million plus 5 million or whatever in add-ons. Yeah, United structured the
package
deal. United structured
it was a 73 million pound package. It was 73 million pound.
Okay, 73. But the thing is, though, United structured the deal so it allowed them to pay in installments. The first bit of money that was paid on.
Either way, they're gonna play. But either way, they're gonna pay. I just think
United paid that up front, 85 million. They paid it up front for a player that was worth you. And also, really and truly, we bought Mbeumo off of a good season. Did we buy Maguire off of a good season? I don't think so. We did. We bought Mbeumo after scoring 20 goals.
Maguire was the next great hype, Saeed. Great hype. Yes, he was.
Mbeumo was bought after
and that's why they're linking him to Man City.
Let me land. Mbeumo was bought after scoring 20 goals for Brentford. So therefore, there was going to be this idea that if Man United spent Cunha 62 million, it's within their right, Brentford, to ask for a similar fee of a player who scored just as many goals as Cunha. So you can understand where the fee came from. So they're not the same.
Buyout clause. Cunha was a buyout clause, right? That's a totally
different exactly then. So there you go.
A buyout clause. In Mbeumo, Manchester United said, at the most, maybe in a package, it could be worth. I'm trying to remember.
It's 65 plus 6.
What's Semenyo worth then? Semenyo was gone for 65 million in January.
So that's a buyout clause. That's a buyout clause. Talk
about the buyout clause.
That's about Manchester United negotiated for 2 months.
What would he go for?
Manchester United negotiated for 2 months and still had to pay.
How much do you reckon Semenyo would go for? Man City. How much does Semenyo go for Man City? Even though Man City spent Mamouche 75 million, by the way. 75 million on Mamouche. How much would he go for?
I think Semenyo will go more for what City paid for if he was going.
Exactly. So there you go then.
Way more than
when Man City do it, you don't talk about it, Norridin. But when Man United do it,
I don't support Man City.
I think 65 million is a cheap price. I think 65 for Semenyo is cheap.
It is cheap. It is cheap, yeah. Because there was a buyout clause. Because there was a buyout clause. Anywhere where majority of Cunha was 63 million, yeah. That was the buyout clause. Semenyo was a 60. But Semenyo came out and talked about it. He signed the contract and he had a buyout clause that was reasonable. It wasn't 75, it wasn't 85, it was 65 million. He came out and talked about it in an interview he did a couple of months ago.
I think what Saeed is trying to say is that United are negotiating prices, especially like with Mbeumo, to put themselves in a better cash position in that summer transfer window so that they have money to spend. Because I don't necessarily agree with it. Like, for example, even like with Joshua Zirkzee, Joshua Zirkzee had a release clause. And we paid more than his release clause just so that we could pay a proper installment.
Yeah.
So that window we would have more cash to spend, quotation mark. Has nothing to do with amortization and that. That's an accounting concept.
What about Sesko as well? Sesko, United structured that well. United structured that one well.
That was the 73 million, but I don't know what the structure was. If it was it over 3 years?
Over 3 years, and we pay a friendly with them, so that puts the price tag down as well. So we actually did well with that as well. So that's what I'm saying. United's planning and negotiation is far better than the one of Glazers that they did.
Does it feel like they only do like one deal at a time?
The Glazers did exactly the same. The Glazers did exactly the same.
No, but I feel like I feel like Woodward and them guys. I know it's crazy to say because saying positive stuff about Woodward is jokes. I feel like they moved quicker.
But
maybe because they were just turning up and saying, "Yo, what do you want? I want 80 million. Okay, here you go."
Is that good though? Is that a good thing though? Because we moved quicker, but we overpaid. Like Fred was never worth 50 million, but we got him because Man City were sniffing around, quote unquote, sniffing around.
Always Man City get used. It's the same thing about Sanchez. Same thing about Harry Maguire. Man City. They were Guardiola rate saying, "Where's the boot I can lick?" That's what Manchester United is. That's what Manchester. I swear to God, Man City never wanted Fred. They never wanted Sanchez. They never wanted Harry Maguire.
Never wanted Fred.
Never. They did not want Fred. It was the thing to get his price up. He was worth like 20-something million. When Manchester United became, the guy told a story about it. You can go and do the research. And big up to Mina. Mina looked it up. So for those people saying, yeah, a conspiracy theorist is there, Shola Torre was represented. And when I went to watch the youth game, it was there. My friend was like, that's the why he's getting the first team Manchester United.
What's this about?
Saeed, I can link any journalist. Do you know how transfers work, Saeed? Do you know how transfers work? Any journalist. Do you know that Romano and even now Einstein, clubs are ringing him up, my agents are ringing him up saying, say this, say that. So then the profile of the player goes up. Then other clubs know what price to pay and who wants it. So this is the oldest trick in what I can write 100 different articles.
No Fred slander though. No Fred slander when I'm here.
No, it's true. It doesn't
mean that
no Fred slander, man. I don't run if I'm here.
Listen, Fred was never worth 55 million. Never in his life. He was not. Players who went from Shakhtar Donetsk were no way worth 50-something million.
But forget Fred, yeah? Just if you look at the last decade, even till today, generally speaking, how many players can you say were worth their price tag that we paid for them?
Hold on a minute. I got another one, by the way. Manchester City wanted to sign Harry Maguire from Leicester, but could not afford him, according to City boss Pep Guardiola.
They could afford him, bro. They're just not paying the 80 million. Bro, they could afford him. They're just not paying. It's not. They can't come out and say we're not paying 80 million. So they're just gonna say we can't afford him. He's too expensive.
Player, we're interested, but we can't afford it. He added United could afford it. He had an incredible World Cup. He's strong in the air, good with the ball, and builds it up. He's so fast. He's so young. Congratulations to Man United. So, end of the day, yeah, this is what I'm saying to you. What you don't understand yet is that you saying that Man City weren't interested.
No, go back to the article. Go back to the article.
What? What do you want me to do?
What did he say? The level of trolling from Pep Guardiola.
No, the thing is, this is what I'm saying.
There is levels. I need you to read so fast.
He says United can afford it. He's incredible. He's strong in the air, good with the ball. He builds it up. He's so fast. He's young. Congratulations to Man United. What do you want?
That's the level. Listen, let me just say this.
I'm doing
it. This Pep Guardiola's trolling of United.
Let me, what year was that? That was the Community Shield.
2018.
Who did they buy that summer? What centre-backs did they buy that summer?
They bought, I think, did they buy John Stones or something for that? I think 2016 they bought John Stones.
Yeah, they bought John Stones.
Let me try that what they bought. Man City.
Harry Maguire.
You actually think that Pep Guardiola is saying we can't afford him? You're actually you're believing it. You're believing that.
No, I didn't, bro. That wasn't my point. He said, yeah, Man City were not interested in him.
No,
therefore, Man United overpaid. I said.
Did you hear me saying what Pep trolled?
Oh my God! My point is not to say that, but Harry Maguire was that good, so Man United signed him. My point is, yeah, Nuruddin said Man City weren't involved in Fred. Hold on a minute. Let me land. Hold on a minute. Whether Manchester United overpaid or not, I understand Manchester United overpaid for Maguire and Fred, but that's why they overpaid. That's why they overpaid.
Okay, so let me ask me that question. Mina, in his entire career from Sheffield United, so did he play for Hull as well? Was it Hull or Sheffield United? Where did he play? I think he played for Hull. Then he went to Leicester. Has Harry Maguire ever been described as fast by anybody? Any scout, anybody? No, right. That you just made the point proof. I literally said before, if you watch it again, I said Pep Guardiola trolled us. You would have found out.
And by the way, yeah, Nuruddin, I agree with Nuruddin because Nuruddin didn't say that City didn't want him. He said he was alluding to the idea that what? No, he was alluding to the fact that United we paid too much and no one would pay that.
That's my point, though. Man United overpaid that. No, but what I'm saying is, Man United overpaid because of Man City's interest, and they fumbled because of the.
I don't think it was because of Man City's interest. I think that they were just firm in their price tag, and United desperately needed a centre back. Well, I don't think it's. I think United. I don't think it's because of Manchester City. Manchester City, if it was 50 million or 40 million, they would have paid it. Do you think Pep would come out and say we can't afford it? In what world can Man City not afford a transfer? The only time they'll say that they can't afford it is that they don't want to pay that price tag.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is
that's why we overpaid. We overpaid because are you saying that we overpaid because City wanted him? That's why you're saying we paid.
I believe there's a point there that Man United overpaid because Man City wanted him as well. And also, when I'm talking about the Glazers and Ineos, right? And my point is to distinguish the pair. Distinguish the two. So Ineos, I don't think would have overpaid on Maguire the same way Glazers would have. I think Glazers, a lot of their prices, when you look at it right now, they've overpaid. The only one Man United have overpaid really is Ugarte, really and truly, because of the Lenny Euro signing. You look at Man United's signing so far.
Did we overpay for Lenny Euro?
Yes.
I think to buy a top player like that, I think you're gonna have to. If you want to buy a player of that quality in this market right now, you're gonna have to, really and truly. If that's up to you lot, whether you lot think that it's not cool. But I'm saying to you, Ineos right now are not doing the same mistakes as the Glazers were in just spending 80 million for Anthony. Come on, man. We're not doing that. And we're buying.
We know why we're so excited. We know who did that. We know who. Listen, Saeed. Ten Hag came to Manchester United to make sure his agency, they all ate off Manchester United. That's how much we were taking the piss out of, right?
Yeah.
We know that. But Van der Sar came out on the overlap and explained it. He was worth this amount of money at this beginning.
I agree, yeah, he's worth,
window. Yeah. And then when the panic sets in, that's how much it's worth. But to me, I 100% in my heart of heart believe that City were never in. Pep Guardiola was trolling us. Yeah, like he trolled us. He trolled about Sanchez. It's like, oh, City won Sanchez. United give him $500,000 a week. He trolled us about Maguire. And there's another player that he trolled. Yeah, Fred. I never thought that he needed that. He from everything. If you go and watch what type of midfielders, specific type of midfielders that Pep Guardiola wants at Man City, and that Beristain and the other guy wanted at Man City when they were there. Fred is not the type of midfield that they would ever want. And I'm not slandering it. I actually think on the whole, Fred did great. I think McTominay made him look bad. The McFred thing, both of them made him look bad. And we know that we misprofile McTominay. We totally misprofiled him. He's more of a crasher in the box, that type of guy behind a striker. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But Manchester United are still being bent over by agents. George Mendes is bending Manchester United over. And now that's what is happening. Whether it's Glazers, whether it's Ineos, they're getting bent over. It's fact. It is the 100%. Because Ugarte would never be in here for flat 55-something million. And the reason why Mason Mount came here as well is one of those reasons. So when you tell me there's change, and what change?
Ten Hag was pushing for that deal. But that should never have happened anyway. But yeah.
No, he's represented by a David Beckham agency. And he's as a United fan. What does that mean? What does that mean? My uncle's a United fan. Does that mean that I got to play for Manchester United?
Yeah. Let me just get some super chats involved. Guys, we've got 1.2K in the building, yeah. I don't think we've even got 500 likes yet, which is a bit of a shame.
I don't know what's going on, people. Like the video, man. Like the video.
Yo, chat, like the video, people, man. Like, it costs you nothing. Help the channel massively. We're currently on 269 likes. So, guys, let's get to 500 ASAP. Mods, keep pushing the likes, people. Blank says United should hire Honorin as a scout. He's been talking about Scott Anderson Sangare for ages. Bare bombs and idiots pissing about the club's money. yeah, now fair to play to Norden. He did definitely say them players there.
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. There are players that I've got wrong, but I've got an opinion. You know, I'm one of these people, I've got an opinion. If I see a player, I think, you know what, he's a good player. Yeah. And I've got many players wrong. No better than nobody, man. It's just watching football. That's all it is. Yeah. It's an opinion.
Yeah. Zidane came to Man United. Do you think we'll be talking about Somerville? 73 million for Sesko when we had striker. We can't play 80 million for Fernandez. We had 0 good midfielders aside from Bruno. Don't say Melu. He has 2 assists. By the way, what's the striker that we had? Are you talking about Højlund? You can't be surely talking about Højlund because he ain't a striker, my friend. Big up. In your opinion, says T. Gian says, how many players will leave and how many players will United sign? I think United will end up with 2-3 signings. Wow. You might as well forget about next season if you're going to get 2-3 signings. I generally think that. If United get 2-3 signings, you might as well forget about next season. Amazon documentary, put it in the bin. Nobody wants to watch that rubbish. And yeah, it's going to be an absolute madness because United need
that Amazon documentary is going to be the biggest PR edited stitch-up thing you will ever see in your life. I'm going to tune in. I hate Amazon. I'm going to use.
You might be on it. You might be on it, Jordan. You might be on it.
Might be on it. They will never get in touch with me, mate.
Yeah.
They could never.
No. I swear last time with Arsenal, they were stopping fans outside the Emirates. There are quite a few content creators that ended up on it.
I'm happy to go on it. I'm happy to go on
it. There's nothing to say that they're gonna put whatever you say in it.
Yeah.
There we go. Mina works with these big sport corporations. She knows the truth.
Yeah, but let's talk about Tchouaméni, guys, man. Apparently, it's still a dream of Man United. You know what I'm saying? I know we love that word. Dream, Manchester United.
Is that what we are now? Dream FC.
Dream FC. Here we go.
From the theater of dreams to being dreams.
They are looking to sign Enzo Fernandez. Apparently, they're looking to spend 140 million on Enzo Fernandez. Now, what are we saying then? Tchouaméni become available? Does that mean Tchouaméni leaves? Does that mean he wants to leave? Is it Camavinga? Is it Tchouaméni? I don't know, man. And is Tchouaméni, everyone's kind of target? Has everyone moved away from Tchouaméni? Because a lot of people do kind of move quickly of these signings. Is that now underwhelming? Is that now the guy?
Mina, do you rate him? Do you watch La Liga, Mina? Do you watch La Liga?
Yeah, I watch La Liga a lot. That's probably the third league after WSL that I watch the most. I rate Tchouaméni. I think a lot of people have their opinion on Tchouaméni based on the last season or two when Real Madrid haven't been the standard that that you kind of expect. For me, it's like I always said, if there's a chance that Real Madrid will sell Tchouaméni, United he should be United's priority signing outside of Elliot Anderson. Like I always said, like my 2 midfielders that I wanted us to sign, like marquee midfielders, it was always Tchouaméni and Matheus Fernandes, just because I thought both of them complement each other well for what we like in midfield, but also address a lot of things across the pitch. And I think Tchouaméni is very what's the word? He can play multiple positions. He's okay at centre back. He's played at centre back for them when they've had their centre back issues, similar to like how Camavinga can play at fullback. But you're right. I feel like people move on from players a lot. Like when we were first linked to Tchouaméni, everyone jumped on it. Everyone was like, yeah. One performance of France in the World Cup, suddenly everyone's changed their opinion.
No. I don't.
We're fickle.
Mina, I will never judge player on. I will never get overblown by international football. International football is totally different to domestic.
I agree.
Football. And to me, it's about the player attributes. And I think you've answered it perfectly there. You think that the combination of having a 6 and then having an 8 who can deep lining player like Fernandez.
He did get dropped by Matheus Fernandes. Matheus Fernandes took his position yesterday. And
I don't think he's getting dropped there. I just think like you lot forget how stacked that front.
Stacked the squad is.
Barcola started over Doué. People are saying Doué got dropped.
True.
Nobody gets dropped, Saeed. It's a squad thing. In the World Cup, how do you keep 1 to 6 players happy? You have to be able to give them games. Yeah. You have to rotate, and the heat and everything else. You have to rotate.
I had fitness issues. Okay, fair enough. But yeah,
you know what? I swear to God, I don't know. I'm gutted that Sky don't show La Liga anymore, man. I'm absolutely
Revista La Liga. Yeah.
I'm absolutely gutted, but I'm gonna watch La Liga just for Jose, mate. See, well, I'm. How long do you think before the white handkerchiefs come out of the Bernabeu side? 2 months in.
With what's happening right now in La Liga with Barca and Atletico and Real Madrid, I think next season is going to be mad. Next season is going to be box office in La Liga.
Yeah. Aduana says Manu Kone attributes fits United.
I think so.
I think that Ineos kid looked good, man. I think for me, I like Felix Lemaitre. I think the qualities that he has.
Oh, he's quality, man. Oh my god! Again, it's World Cup football, but I'm just like, why have I not paid attention more to him? I should have. Mecha, the Dortmund midfielder.
Yeah, Mecha. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is. International football is different now, people. It's played at a totally different pace.
Yeah, he plays like a player. He plays. He's got this powerful. He eats up the ground.
But I can't stress it to you though. Out and out league because of the tempo of the game. To me, international football is played at the same standard as Italian football. Wallahi, you know what I'm talking about, man. And when you watch the tempo, especially under the heat, especially in these
international football, though, Nuruddin, it's still a big.
It's nowhere.
You need to do both. You need to do both.
Nah, but listen, I don't. Onya. That was the game that pissed me off the most. I literally had to switch it off. Absolutely.
Which game?
They were absolute. They had Germany where they wanted them. And Andinga.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Curacao.
No, Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast.
But he did dominate.
But that kid in midfield, though, for Ivory Coast.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing in Turkish football? He's not going to say in Turkish football now. But
you see what they said? The page, the
transport
page. They were like, yo, you're gonna have to pay some big money, man. You know what I mean? They were talking about 60 million euros plus. So they wanted for big money. They ain't looking to
yeah. For me, listen, I'm old enough to remember we bought Paul Poboski, and I did the show last night. I was explaining to people, we bought Paul Poboski because he scored in the Euros. Yeah, the player what we should have bought was Nedved. He went to have an amazing career, and it was both Nedved in that Czech team, Nedved and Poboski. Poboski was just the average player at United.
Yeah. Because
the hype of it was this: we signed one of the best players because he scored a goal. He scored a mad chip in the World Cup.
He did.
For me, I'm not lying to you. There's not many players that people have bought after World Cup. And don't look at James. James went and played amazing in the World Cup, scored some spectacular. Went to Real Madrid. What happened? Ended up at Everton.
Yeah. You're spot on.
How often do players even like have a breakout World Cup and then do well? Because it tends I think like Cody Gakpo had a good the last World Cup. He had a good campaign, and then Liverpool brought him in January.
Yeah, that's true. He did, to be fair. You know what it is? It's one of them ones where like
he did well on on the Klopp system because he was rotated. He wasn't a starter. He was rotated, innit? They had that front six that where he was rotated, so he could come on and do bits. But he wasn't a first team starter. So I don't know anybody that's really been incredible of a world because international football, the pace is played, how the game is totally different to domestic league.
Yeah. Shout out to Musa in the building, man. Musa's in the building. You feel me? But yeah, he might tell us.
The king of Kampala side is the king of Kampala. That's what we have to put some respect on.
Mocking the thing, man's mocking it.
Come on, man, like Musa, telling me.
What's going on, people?
Musa, who's qualified, man? Are you qualified? That's the question.
We're not qualified. He's right, man. We're not qualified, man.
No one's qualified. We're finished, but we're in denial. You know when we're in denial? We're in big denial. We're out here talking, they're talking, but we're in denial. Things are not looking good, bro.
Yo, Musa, Pep's telling us in the article, in the quote, Harry Maguire was fast, but he didn't want to pay the 80 million.
I saw that still. I saw you lot roasting Saeed. I was watching.
You know why Musa's stressed, man? He's running out of black players to put on his thumbnail. Like he's used them all.
Listen, I've got loads.
He's running out of players.
I've got loads. I've got loads of black players to put on my thumbnail. You guys,
he's got Mecha. He's got Mecha now. Yeah.
I got Mecha. Is that the same one that's playing the same team as Onana?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You know.
Who's that?
You know. The Ivory Coast.
You know.
Ivory Coast, yeah.
Mina knows I don't know the names. I don't know why you're playing games, man. You know I don't know these names.
Brian, Robbie, there's better people for you to put on thumbnails, man. Don't worry.
Listen, I'm telling you, the biggest.
You know any Ghanaians in Manchester?
Listen, the biggest calamity for Man United if we don't sign no IT freeze. It's going to be the biggest calamity this season,
bro.
If we end up with Alex Scott and Matheus Fernandes, we're getting bullied everywhere we go.
We're not going to get them though, Nordin. We're right now.
No Jello. Yo, no plan.
No Jolo. We're getting bullied.
Also, that's if we get them though. Right now, currently, the word is Tottenham. Tottenham are moving mad right now. What's the word right now?
Deserving, mate. The deserving name, mate. Deserving's about. Better watch out. It'd be so funny if United was to sign these players now after all the hullabaloo that Spurs are making their fans.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not going too mad. That's why everyone's going crazy. I'm like, what if Man United just turn up and say, "Yo, we've got the deal done"? Like, this is what happens. This is why I transfer market. I've learned to just relax a little bit. A couple of years ago, I would have been moving mad. Ineos, this, that, whatever, crazy. But now you got to realize it's a long summer. The financial year hasn't even set yet. The window only started last week. You know, with the World Cup's going on. The World Cup is a big reason as to why things are not happening. Not just for us, every club. So, you know, like, I don't think you're going to see the big boy signings right now. Even though Matheus Fernandes isn't actually at the World Cup. Tonali isn't actually at the World Cup. Adam Wharton isn't actually at the World Cup. Still a lot of players are actually at Lewis Hall isn't actually at the World Cup. There's a lot of players aren't actually at the World Cup that if you wanted to get them, you can go and get them. It's just that are Man United in a position right now to go and get the players that they want to get? I don't know. As things stands right now, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you that right now. I really couldn't. Because they're keeping their cards close to their chest. They're saying, yo, we're not going to be getting any, we're not going to be held to any ransom. And I get it, but then I also think, you know, he's then going to run out of silence that you want to go and get, you know? So, I don't know, man. Musa, what are you saying?
Someone made a point. I don't know. I posted it earlier. They said that, is it because of Carrick's lack of style of play that we're able to be linked with 5 or 6 different combinations? Whereas with Amarin, they were so set in that Cunha and Mbumo had to be the guys to play in the 10 rows, and they didn't look left or right. Because in this period of time, we've had about 5 or 6 different midfield combinations. But if we're set on play, and every combination that's been thrown up, to me, it's a different type of football that you want to play. Like if you have a midfield of Ederson, Tchouaméni, and Matheus Fernandes, that's telling me something totally different to Alex Scott, Elliot Anderson, and I don't know, like another name that we're linked with. It's like everyone, they're similar, but they're quite different. So it's like this time last season, we weren't getting linked with too much people in the 10. I just can only remember Cunha and Mbumo. Yes. Can you guys remember any other names, like different combinations that we've had this year that we had last year in those 2 positions?
Yes. I feel like the recruitment was stuck on that Prem experience.
And the actual names in the 10 were always Cunha and Mbumo. That's who Man United want. That's who they're gonna get. They're the players, and we, as a fan base, we kind of just sat back and waited for that to happen. But this time round with Carrick, I don't know if he's more relaxed in who actually comes through the door, but it doesn't feel like he's stuck on a particular 2 or 3 players that he must want through the door. And because of that, it's allowed the club to go left, right, and I don't know where we're going to end up.
Yeah. I mean, there is some news coming out. Big up to, I think, is it Mark Critchley? On the Athletic podcast, he said Matheus Fernandes, he's first in the queue, and price is the key thing here. West Ham want 80 million, and I can see why they need with the position they're in the relegation. I'd be surprised if Man United paid 80 million. There's been a reluctance to do so on their front. The Anderson thing suggests that they are willing to walk away from targets if they feel as if they need to. Now, Minot, like, do you think it's 80 million now, or if we buy Beleba for 65, which is a better deal in terms of what you want versus what you are basically going to go and get regardless that you didn't want them or not. You get me? Like they didn't really want Baleba.
But let me ask you a question. Baleba 65 million, how likely is that? When Brighton see the prices of midfielders in the Premier League, do you think they're gonna they saw Van Hecker for 50 what, 52, 53? He got a year left on his deal. There's no way that they're gonna look at Baleba and think, you know what, yeah, he had a bad season. No, they're gonna stick firm to their guns and they're gonna say, we want, furthermore, we're seeing how much Tonali's going for. Baleba's younger than him, he's got more potential than him. We want 120 million for him. Like, I can imagine the club thinking in that thought process. And for me, it's like, if you, how many times do you get priced out of a move before you eventually succumb to the wishes of the selling club? Is it your fifth option, your sixth? Like, what if you don't want to sign Anderson, you don't want to sign Matheus Fernandes, you don't want to sign Baleba because of the price tag, you don't want to sign Tonali, Alex Scott, you're looking at him and thinking, oh, 70, 80, that's a lot of money. At that point, do you think, okay, let me go to my sixth choice and spend 60 million, just pay the price? Pay the price for the midfielder that you want, rather than kind of shoehorning in a midfielder that fits into your price range. At the end of the day, I don't really agree with the price tags that go for players, but I always say that if that's what the club value their player at, they have every right to value their player. Like, we don't have to agree, but they have every right to do that. It's not that club's fault that we can't value our players at a good price tag and sell them for reasonable. Everyone else does it. So we can't get mad when other clubs are doing it. So for me, it's like, if you want a midfielder and you don't want to pay that price tag, is it at the sixth or seventh option that you say, okay, maybe we'll pay, 65 million for our seventh option? We've seen in the past what getting your third, fourth options have done for managers at Manchester United. We've seen how much of a hindrance it's been.
But you know what I still think? Go on.
Musa, I'm actually quite worried about what you said, and thank you for bringing it into the debate, actually, because I actually like focus, that we specifically focus on specific type of players to the system that we want to play. But we've not determined what system we're going to play. So that's why it's helter-skelter. I don't want to be helter-skelter, and that's why I agree with Mina. If, for example, if Manchester United made a number one target as Elliot Anderson, 100 million, 125 million, no thank you. You move on to your second. To me, it's about how quickly you move on and how many players you have, Mina, that fit into the system. For me, it's not even about the price. I don't have to know. You can be from Timbuktu. But if the scouting, the people who get paid hundreds of thousands a year, by the way, those scouts who get paid hundreds of thousands a year, if they've scouted and you've got a system and the coaching and the football structure are working together to identify attributes and a player profile, get the player profile, regardless what the fan base thinks, because you've got a plan. But these lot don't have a plan. That's why they're doing helter-skelter. That's why it's confusing to different player attributes that we're linked with, Musa.
And that's the problem. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, and that's an issue. A lot of the time, I don't want to start putting pressure on Carrick, because is it because he's not? No, but is it because
he deserves?
No, but remember what we used to say though: boy, jobs for the boys, and just being happy to be there. So you don't put pressure on the people above. You just kind of let things flow. But later on, you end up paying for it. One of the other issues I'm looking at is what I'm thinking other clubs are saying is that we're gambling our summer transfer budget on some of these players, and then 12 months, because now it's getting worse. Like before, it used to be 2 seasons and a half, and then people go in for people's players. Now a player's getting bought 12 months later, people are trying to get the player off you. So I'm looking at the smaller clubs and they're thinking, listen, if we're going to gamble and go in for Matheus Fernandes from a Southampton after he's been relegated, and then you have the guts to come to us a year later and try and take him off us after we've developed him, we're going to ask you for the biggest amount of money that we can possible. If not, you go and do the same thing, because nothing's stopping United from finding the next Matheus Fernandes, the next Baleba, and gambling. But what we're trying to do, we're letting these teams... His name is
Sangara, Musa. But United
I agree. Sangara, these players are there. But the problem what we're doing now is that we're waiting for these... We're trying to treat these teams like places where players develop, like development teams, and then we think we can go in there and set prices in terms of how much we're going to pay. They're just going to call our bluff, and I don't blame them, because some of these players have only been there for a year and a half, and we're trying to get them out the door already. And some of these clubs are fighting for their lives or fighting for Europe. You look at Bournemouth, just lost the manager. They've been losing players. And then we're going to come and tell them, yeah, we're going to take Alex Scott off you and we're only offering 50. They're going to say, get out of it.
Yeah, it's true. You know, when you actually TPA, it's like, this is what I'm saying. Like, if you overpay for the player, you don't have to worry about this idea that, you know, a club can say no to you. You feel me? Like,
they're saying to you, Saeed, they're saying, if we're going to develop these players, pay for our development.
Yeah.
We're going to bring them in, develop them. You're going to want them. Then pay the money that we're asking for. So it's either you go in and pay the money, or you keep it moving.
Clubs, you know, because why should they develop them? Yeah, put them to a level, and then for you to take them for 40, 50 million. Why should they? It don't make sense.
But the thing is like like every club has a revenue model. Like Manchester United's revenue model is, you know, through sponsorship, through the name. Like Manchester United carries weight. A lot of these other clubs, their revenue models, they're not making, you know, record numbers of revenue. Because they are not like the big six quotation mark. So they have to find that in other ways. And that's why I said I don't blame clubs for pricing the players at the price that they do. Because at the end of the day, football's a business. You got to run it as a business. And also, like on the flip side, I think, does Manchester United look at that and say, you know what, rather than spending 80 million on Carlos Baleba, let's go and find the next Carlos Baleba, sign him for 15 million or 20 million. But guess what? In that 15 million that you buy him, you don't give the opportunity to platform him and develop him, and also the patience of development. Like, that's why I know a lot of people always say, like, United, we should recruit better and younger players rather than buying these players that get developed by the likes of Brighton, etc. But as a football club, do we have the patience to do that? Because United brought in Senegal and AFCON. People were hyping him up so much. Diego Leon, people were saying amazing recruitment. It took now everyone's like, what's happened to them? What's happened to them?
One of the
we don't have the patience for like we don't even have the patience for our own academy players. Like,
I think we're so big.
You want to bring other people into that situation.
Yeah,
I think we're so far behind in this though, because if you look at Real Madrid, they went and basically done that with Erda Güler, Camavinga, Tchouaméni. They basically went and got players on the continent who were just breaking through at these levels in terms of where Brighton were finding them. Brought them in. They weren't world beaters at that time.
I think Tchouaméni and Camavinga, both of them coming from Monaco, were already at a certain level. They didn't need to be developed.
No, but that's the equivalent of Sangari, though. No, but that's the equivalent. But if you look at the levels they came on, 19 years old, 20 years old, coming from Monaco. So if we look at someone like now, example, Lamine Camara, he's at Monaco. He's at similar age. They were the type of players they brought in.
Real Madrid spent big bucks on Tchouaméni and Camavinga. Like,
but how much though? It wasn't.
They spent like 8 million on Tchouaméni. He was like 70, 80 million euros. Yeah, I
don't remember that. I remember them paying like 50, 60 million for it.
Furthermore, we paid it. Because it's the summer that we brought Casemiro. We paid it.
But also,
if you look at the price, because I remember them getting Camavinga and Tchouaméni for about
the other French team, not from Monaco. He came from another.
Yeah, but I remember it came up to about. It was like 100 million combined.
Nah. It was way more. It was way more than that.
You know. Can I say something, Multi? Yeah? You know this. Me and you went back and forth in it with this whole Prem proven thing. Yeah. Man United obviously last year went and bought Le Mans was from the data and Sesko because they thought younger up and coming, but majority of their two of their buys were Prem proven, right? Yeah. United this summer are definitely going down the route of Prem proven because it looks like Tonali, Anderson, Matheus Fernandes. Can they take that risk right now to go down the route? Because for me, if you want Prem proven, you have to pay Prem premium. You know what I mean?
I just think Man United need to stick to their guns. There are two players that we were heavily linked to last summer who played absolutely out of their skin the season before last, and that was Adam Wharton and Carlos Baleba. They done the numbers, they done the scouting, we saw what we saw with our eyes, and they were both young players. There was nothing stopping them from going in this summer early in and picking up both players and say, let's keep it moving because we believe in what we saw, we believe in the numbers, we believe in the data, and we know what we want to develop and move forward. But they didn't. They've come out here and they fumbled and they started to look at other people's shopping lists. Like, I can't handle that. I've got a friend, whenever I go to the shop, he wants to order what I'm ordering. I say, why are you ordering what I'm ordering for, bro? Order your own thing. He always waits and says, what are you ordering, bro? I say, what are you doing?
Musa, you say that's a compliment, bro. He knows you got taste.
No, but think about it though. You remember what we saw the season before last from Adam Walton and Carlos Baleba? They were the hottest prospects. How that changed in 12 months?
There is something, I'm not going to lie to you, there is something to do with Adam Walton, like a fitness issue. 65 minutes in games, there's certain thing about his energy and stuff like that. He gets substituted. So there is something. That's why I always say, Musa, I would love to be a fly in the fly on the wall. And I always have to say this to give people a bit of insight. Pedro kicked off, went for what, 65 or 50 something million to Chelsea. Now, remember what Brighton valued Pedro, the Brazilian Pedro, how much they valued. They were like 90 to 80.
What was it? Yeah, something like that. 90
million or something like that. He kicks up a fuss in the training ground, yeah? So then they get rid of him, yeah? To Chelsea, because he wants to get out of there, right? Manchester United negotiate. They went there half-hearted. They didn't even do it properly. Got the fan base giddy. They cancelled the protest. They had to wear shades, yeah? Right? Because I saw what I saw. You know what I mean? I saw what I saw. My eyes didn't lie to me, Musa. I saw what I saw about Baleba. So the thing is, has he down-tooled because he wanted to move? Has he kicked off with him and the club? Is that why they were subbing him on? Because you know that everybody understands and knows that you need at least 490 minutes to get yourself match fitness. You need 490 games to get your match fitness. Were they doing it on purpose? Are they trying to punish him? Punish a young player who wanted to have his heart set on Manchester United and wanted to go to play for Manchester United? That's the thing, Musa. That is the biggest thing, bro. Like, what is it that is about it? Because the fall from grace can't be. And it gets me to believe that the club would try to punish him. He saw what he just tried to do what Petro did. And they're like, nah, we're not having this. Yeah. And you know how if you know about football and you read into certain people, innit, the person who owns Brighton, then you know, innit, you know. If you know, you know. Like, you know, I mean, if those who know, I'm not, and that's all I'm going to say.
And it's not always going to work, but you see when you're just like confident in how you move, it makes the fan base confident. It's not always going to work, but if you're like, these are our targets, we saw what we saw, we know what they're capable of, we know how we want to play, and you go and get them, then we're confident. And I think that's what last year done, because last year they were very confident with Cunha and then Mbumo, and it allowed the fan base to say like, look, this is what the manager wants to do. And I think that's why people kind of got behind Amorim. They thought, cool, he's got his 10s. We both agree that these are solid players. There's been too much combinations in the middle of the park. And I think the biggest issue that we've had, nobody saw the Ederson move. Nobody. I don't remember anybody picking Ederson as one of the three midfielders that Man United were going to get. Everybody we
weren't linked to Ederson, though.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
By the way, Man City wanted Ederson, by the way. But
no, Ederson, I got nothing against Ederson, but I'm just saying, when we were talking about the three combinations we can get, nobody put him in the three that they wanted. Everyone said Tonali, Walton, Baleba, this, that. So then when Ederson actually became the first player to get over the line, it was like, hold on, so if he's one, who are the other two? It kind of threw everyone in terms of the direction that we're going in. And the type of player that Ederson is, I'm still not sure what type of football we want to play. Because he can do a bit of everything. So it's like, I'm still not sure. If it was Alex Scott first player in through the door, I'll be like, all right, cool. I see what's going on here. Because he plays a specific type of football.
The next signing, if we buy now, for example, I don't know, Alex Scott.
But Matheus Fernandes is similar though, you know, Saeed. It's hard to tell how you're going to play with him. Yeah. It's very similar because he can do a bit of everything. Whatever you ask him to do, he can do it.
Let me get these super chats in. We had Xerxes, not Hoyland. And Arif says here, I want to hear Nuruddin's thoughts on why United is calling out dream signings and walking away. Why are we not going for the best and paying for it? I think you just want to just point to the flag. I think Nuruddin, just point to the flag. There you go.
Listen, at the end of the day, I promise you, this, what I say is, it's simple. Manchester United have gone from what I've been screaming for how many years? Saeed will tell you. On the camera, off camera, been screaming for a football structure. But the football structure is supposed to define how Manchester United play. They get rid of Ten Hag, they bring in Amorim, who plays completely different way to how Amorim plays. The only thing Ten Hag and Amorim share is they both vacate the midfield. So we bring Carrick in. Carrick was on the plan of Ineos. after they sacked Amorim. But Carrick did what he did, and then we all have to accept now Carrick is the new guy with Steve Holland. So the football structure, it's been in place now for 2.5 years, and they still can't define what football Manchester United are going to play. So how can they go and move accordingly in a transfer window when they don't have a definitive way of how they see football?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And the super chat here from Just Waff says the tricky part is that for now we have to be like a development club, so that also finishes in the European place to keep pace. This is why it's criminal that Amorim kept his job after finishing 15th. Boy, it's bro. I don't know. Like I said, right now we're in Champions League football.
I would love to know who's Amorim's agent. Is it George Mendes who represents Amorim?
No, not George Mendes. No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Just putting it out.
But we didn't get top 4 because of Ineos. We got top 4 because of Michael Carrick, guys. And I think people need to realize that, man. We could have been relegation zone if Ineos kept Amorim for a while. Luckily, Amorim spoke what he said, and he was sacked as a result. But really and truly, we got there because of Michael Carrick, and he needs to be rewarded with a transfer window. He needs to be, or else we're gonna be here moaning about Michael Carrick not being the guy next year when we need signings. So let's see, man. People, we're gonna wrap up here, man. The Portugal game is about to start, people. So I'm gonna head over there. Guys, do me a favor though, please hit the like button. The likes are very, very low right now. And let's
Saeed, are you staying live to the England game? Are you going to go straight live, or are you taking a break?
England game, and then after that, I'll be finishing after 11 o'clock. I'm done. So I don't know if you're going live at 11, Nuruddin.
Yeah, I might go live.
Yeah, go live at 11. I'll send them over, and yeah, you could do your show. Maybe there's a Bombers tonight. Who knows? Who knows, people? But yeah, guys, let's get these likes up, people, man. We're currently on 417 likes, guys. So people. Right there is a like button there.
And the most important thing, people, hype the video after we process a couple of hours, time. Hype the video.
There you go, man. You got Matheus there stressing. I don't know what he's doing there, but big up to Matheus. Yeah, I mean,
listen, I expect Chelsea to do well next season. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
I expect Tottenham to do well. I don't expect Chelsea to do well. So,
I think you underrate Alonso. Alonso is a good coach. Saeed. They've got one Premier League game a week. Remember that.
Well,
no distractions, no Europe, none of this. They can plan.
We'll see if they could do what we did. And they've got from August to do it. Michael Carrick had January to do it. So let's see if they can do it. Elise went for 53 million. These players out worth 80 to 100. He was better than all of these guys, and we don't have to overspend. Scout them and you'll find them.
That's when I knew Manchester United were dead.
The hoops. Shout out to you, bro.
That's when I knew when Manchester United were a dead football club. That's when I knew we're just another football club now. We're not Manchester United. Yeah. Where we let Elise go to 5 million.
Allow it, man. Don't remind us, man. Don't remind us. People.
And by the way, he was Manchester United #1 target. How many other players were Manchester United #1 target? Harry Kane was Manchester United's #1 target. Elise was Manchester United's #1 target. Don't ever got #1 target. And now we're letting Elliot Anderson go to City.
People.
But I won't pay 125. He's not worth 125.
No.
100 million at the most. That's it.
Yeah. People, subscribe to Minna Football. He's doing plenty of content, World Cup content.
Yeah, man. Minna, I love the kits, man. The variation of the kits.
People keep asking me if I'm an Atletico fan in the chat. Guys, I love football kits.
Kits.
Yeah, Minna. Minna, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you, Minna. You need to open your own football kit gaff. I'm telling you, you need to open your little shop. Maybe online.
It's not for sale, bro. Unless I get broke.
No, I'm talking about because you love football shirts. Might as well. You're passionate about football shirts.
To be honest, I might make some content. I might just start doing, like mystery box unboxing.
Yeah.
I might start doing. I was thinking of doing those the other day.
For sure.
So but I gotta specify no City or Liverpool, no Premier League shirt in there.
That's it.
Start with the Ugandan jersey.
Oh hell
yeah,
no.
Big up the Uganda, mate. Listen, it's in next year, innit? The AFCON.
AFCON, yeah. Next year.
You there, Musa?
We should all go, guys. I think we should all go.
Musa, are we going?
Musa, we're going to the local
Kenya,
food.
I remember it's in Kenya, Tanzania, there's different spots.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to go there, man. So people, like the video on your way out. Follow Musa, follow United Real Therapy, and I'll see you for the Portugal game. Hopefully, Aye, Cristiano Ronaldo, you got to do what Messi did.
Come on, Ghana.
Come